Oh my goodness. Better late than never. Let me tell you what's happening when there's a few people here. What's happening is everybody gave up. What's happening is all of a sudden my screen needs to be changed. Thanks for your patience. I just breathe through it. So all of a sudden YouTube is saying, when I go live, YouTube is saying I have to turn my screen. So I turn my screen and then nothing really changes and I just can't make it work. It's what I go through because I love you. I mean, because if I didn't love you so much, I'd give up. I would just be like, forget about it. You know how technology is. It's like, you know, something works and it works and it works and it works fine, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work like that anymore. Right? Am I right? Are you guys with me? All of a sudden it just doesn't work the same way it used to work before. Anyway, welcome to the Psychic News Network. I am the host and founder of the Psychic News Network, Annette Dion. We are in a new month. I'm glad to hear you say that you appreciate it. It's mind-boggling, but I think now I know what the changes are and we can move forward. Welcome to Trump's very bad day. I didn't have a bad day, I had a good day. Trump had a very bad day, and I posted earlier that you know what? Let's look at some pictures. Let's just look at what you are so grateful is not you. Truly. Does that look like a happy person? Does that look like a happy person? Yes, YouTube went nuts again. Yeah, it did. It's trying to drive me crazy. Does he look like a happy person? I mean, you wouldn't, all that money, honestly, I've never seen him so angry. How angry I just was at YouTube. Minuscule, microscopic anger compared to Trump today. I've never seen him so angry. I have never seen him so angry. And you see, Warren gave me this. I showed it to you the other day. And you just gotta think about how heinous, how horrible Donald Trump has been to people. He looks like the devil, Suzanne is saying. He is the devil. Satan is referred to as the father of lies. He is the devil. But it just strike. I found it striking. I have some others too. I found it striking that how angry he appeared. How angry. And for all the nasty names that he calls people. Unbelievable. For how heinously awful. Like he makes up, if he can't think of a name that's horrible enough, he makes up a name to sound more horrible than ever. And I just want to tell you guys, I know every time I show the Antichrist, it hurts your eyes. I just want to tell you, if you didn't hear it, that he was at a rally or something over the weekend. And he called, let me see if I can just say it so that you can rhyme and figure out what I'm saying. He called Joe Biden a Bother Tucker. I'm just going to say it that way. He called Joe Biden a Bother Tucker. I'm not going to say the swear word. He called the President of the United States a heinous swear word. So we are going to take a look at how far that will go. How far, he's all class, Wildflower Wind says. Joe Biden is all class. We've never seen such a polar opposite demonstration of polar opposites. And Merrick Garland, I did catch a little bit. I guess he was interviewed yesterday. Abby says when she hears Trump's name, her ears bleed. I think we're all in that place right now. I've heard some anchors refusing to say Donald Trump's name. So I guess Merrick Garland was being interviewed yesterday. I'm not sure what the show was because I just caught a clip, and I'll go look. He was teary. Merrick Garland is a very feeling person. And it just brought to mind how many times I've read about how Joe Biden is doing and how many times I've gotten the Three of Swords. It's very, very sad. It was 60 Minutes? Yeah. Yeah. I get this about, the old school, people that remember America being proud to be a strong democracy, to be united. And Merrick Garland, I don't know, maybe he has Cancer rising or something. I think he's I think he's a Libra. It would make sense if he was a Libra. And it's very sad. It's very sad to see people not wanting to live in a free country. And I just want to say about that, the other night at our Grassroots of Democracy meeting, I posed the question, do you think that Americans are just too spoiled and assuming that democracy is just what it will always have democracy? And we got into a big discussion about it. It got a little heated, but what I mean is we don't realize what we have. Yeah, we don't realize what we have. There's so much to say, but you know what, before I get into it, oh, my sticker has a little glare on it. There we go. There we go. That's better. Now you can see it. Before we get into it, I want to show you my cards. Yes, Garland seemed sad. He's definitely, they're getting death threats every single day. Can you imagine? I hope that never happens to you. Merrick Garland was born in November, so he's a Scorpio. Yep, he's a Scorpio. But, Scorpio is a water sign, but Scorpio can be, it's a fixed sign, so it can be really, tough and tight. But Cancerian would be, he might have some Cancerian aspects. And I've said before too, because people were like, last year they were saying, why doesn't he hurry up? Why doesn't he hurry up? Why doesn't he hurry up? And I said more than once, I said, if you knew how many death threats Merrick Garland is receiving, I can see why he would be hesitant. And given his family background, yes, I'm reading Cassidy Hutchinson's book on Audible. Given Merrick Garland's family background, I could really see how traumatizing that it would be. It was his grandparents that died in the concentration camps. He might have a cancer wound, but he's a very feeling and emotional person. Warren, you ask me questions that I'm going to get to. Oh, hi Vincent. Thanks for the compliment. Thanks for all your compliments for being here. So speaking of, with Trump today, what's going on with Trump today is personal. So as far as karma goes, he hits people where it hurts. That's a sign of the demonic. To go for the jugular, to go for the most vulnerable place, the most vulnerable thing. That is a sign of the demonic. Maybe someday I'll do a class so you can all learn how to identify the different things to look for. But one is that. And for Merrick Garland, it's personal, and for, people that, all of us that have a soft spot in our hearts for veterans and for, democracy and for being, an inspiration and a help to others that are struggling. Unbelievable. It's just, we're in an unbelievable time. Oh, thank you, Diane, who says Church of Spirituality was another great program. The Trump rally isn't human. It was horrible. Anyway, here are my cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards about Trump. You're going to love these. You're going to love them. I had to buy them. It is personal. You're right, Rita. It is personal. I saw your message before you retracted it. This is about today. Are you ready for these? I went to Salem, but I actually got these in the city that's before Salem. Salem's quite crowded, but this is about Trump. Well, it's going to take me a minute. Thank you for the donation, Maria. This I know. I'll show you the box. Hang on. It's right here. Are these not the cutest things ever? It's all month, people. All month. All month. So, Trump is still thinking he's the king. He is scared, though. He is scared. The Ten of Pentacles, all his money is going to fall through the cracks like, just like sand. I know, aren't these great? It's called the Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat Tarot. I think I had seen these somewhere before, and then when I saw them in the store, it was like, I started spending money like I had it. And it is, let's see, Jonathan Hunt is the illustrator, and Barbara Moore, I guess, wrote, and there's a great book that came with it. Thank you for your compliments about church yesterday. I had a lot more people than usual, so that was great. Rita saying nothing like confessing on the way to the courtroom. Oh yeah, I mean, here's where we are, right? With all this that's going on with Trump. Oh, the Six of Swords came up too. Here's where we are. Nobody's hiding a thing. Nobody is hiding a thing. Warren, I think that you think that I don't see the news. I know, you might be talking to everyone else in the chat. You know how I get. Six of Swords, this has got to do with January 6th. So so Trump is going to have no money because it's going to just fall through the cracks like sand through the cracks. And he's thinking that he's the king, but he knows he's really not. I don't know what's up with Little Red Riding Hood there, but we'll just go with it. Six of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so this is about today. This is Letitia James. She's not budging. She's not budging. Maybe Trump will get a public defender because he'll be out of money. This is personal for him. This is his identity. And this is why it's so like sad to be Trump. Does he have a $5 bill stashed overseas? Oh, I thought it said $5 bill. We can look at that. Because it's been his whole shtick. His whole shtick has been look at I have all this, and look at I have the gold toilet, and I have the gold this and the gold that, and I've got Trump Tower, and I've got a golf course here and a golf course there, and I've got all this money, and it's all been a con. It's all been smoke and mirrors. It's all been fraud. He built a mountain of lies. Absolutely true. And he's just asking for it. They put it right. He puts it right in your face. Yeah, I did it, right? And then, yeah, particularly Trump Tower. This is his whole identity. And all he has right now is to incite his base. His father taught him how to be a con. Yeah. We're going to pick 3 more cards. If these get too complicated, I'll just switch decks. Sometimes it takes a while to adjust. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. Yeah, it was all about that. It was like American greed. Biggest thief ever. And he hates being outed. The dark side hates being outed. Just hates when the light is shown. Warren, I knew that too. I know, you're just educating the people in the chat. 3 cards about the next thing that's going to happen for Trump. It's all about his name. Right, it's all about his name. Okay, so 3 cards about what's going to happen coming up. Ooh, this is going to hurt Trump. This is going to really hurt Trump. I haven't really seen these cards. We're kind of seeing them together. But his brand is worth so much. We always thought, me and some other psychics always thought the thing that would take him down ultimately would be losing all his money. Would be the taxes, the tax evasion. Yeah, he no longer can hide behind the lie of being rich. That is, and I've never seen him so shaken and so angry. Never seen him so shaken and so angry. So moving forward, after this today, he's in a world of hurt and he's in a world of pain. Because the case against him is way too strong. Way too strong. The case against Trump is way too strong. This is a strength card. What's she doing? Taming a monster? I should write to this person who illustrated these. These are great. And the magician he's going to keep trying to do tricks. He's going to keep trying to do tricks. But the strength of the case against him is it's black and white. It's literally black and white. It's all on paper. It used to all be on paper. Documents and everything. So, Laura's sending love and light. Yay! Thank you. Yeah, no more money to pay the rest of his cases. I think that's absolutely true. So somebody said earlier, public defender. Beauty and the Beast. That might have been Beauty and the Beast, that strength card. I got another Halloween deck too. I got 2 new Halloween decks this year, and I've got one old one packed away somewhere. I haven't taken all the Halloween stuff out yet. And today I bought some stuff for tarot in 2 hours at the castle. We'll get to that. He's got the pack with 250 million, Warren's saying. And Letitia James is asking for 250 million. And you know what drives me crazy? And I was saying this about Peter Navarro and all the rest of them. They're so angry that they live in a democracy. Trump is so angry that he lives in a democracy. He's so angry. He thinks he's the king. Michael Cohen predicts 600 million. And you took your message away too. People are retracting their messages like they didn't want to say that on second thought. I'm going to pull 3 cards about Trump's children. And then the Michael Cohen deposition is tomorrow. Is that correct? Yes, the banks will start taking his property. Yes. Yeah, the banks will, yeah. He's going to start losing his property. And honestly, when I think about Trump, that's what he has. It's like physical stuff, property. Whatever Trump has is his sense of security. Oh, I think that Warren was talking about when after Letitia James, after the first indictment. No, after they got wind that the charges were coming, the Trump kids started moving money. Yeah, he's definitely angry because he's being called out. So let me just take a look. So here's what I got. Because we're asking, what's going to happen with his properties, and look at the death card. The death card is going to happen to the properties. What's going to be on Sunday? What are you guys talking about is on Sunday? What's on Sunday? You must be talking about my church. So this is Trump's fate. It's over. It's over in the Fool card. Oh wait, that's not the Fool. I thought that was the Fool. Hang on. The World. Okay. The world is watching. This is the end of Trump. This is the Ace of Wands. We're gonna have if there's gonna be a new story in the United States, there's gonna be a new story, and the new story will be that mostly it's going to be criminal Trump. We won't be looking at him. More and more Americans won't be looking at him as, oh, he was a president. More and more people will not look at him as somebody who's important and special. So I'm talking about the MAGAs. The MAGAs that are malleable. Warren keeps thinking that Trump's sister is involved, and I never have gotten that, not even remotely. So I don't know really where you mean. What you mean by that? Oh, the Michael Cohen case is on Sunday. That threw me off because I thought that's what you were talking about, but I didn't know they did depositions on Sunday on the Lord's Day. Anyway, yeah, the world is going to see Trump as a different kind of an energy, a different kind of a character. You saw Jason Miller standing behind him today. Yeah, somebody saying, Rose is saying Marianne Trump stayed out many years ago. His sister is not involved. The deposition for Michael is tomorrow. So why do you guys keep saying Sunday? Anyway, so in about towards the end of the year, we're going to see a whole different, I think that this is speaking to that he's not going to be on the ballot. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, Trump moved the deposition with Michael Cohen. Did he say he was going to be there? So much to keep track of. All right, let's see how the Trump guys, the sons are doing. He said maybe he'd be there. He moved it to Sunday. Okay, October 8th. Somebody's saying Trump today looked like the bully in the principal's office that got in trouble, wasn't it? Yeah, he definitely has a little child energy to him. Oh, the judge ordered Trump to be there. Okay, let's see how the Don Jr. and Eric are doing. Yeah, I agree that he's throwing things that Trump is throwing things at the wall. I do. I'm just going to use these glasses for my cards because it's all they're good for. So the Trump Juniors, Eric and Don, have a huge burden. A huge burden. That's the 10 of Wands. That's a huge burden. And they're really, Don and Eric Trump are really, it's so interesting. Let me tell you, their brains are so wired that Daddy gets them out of things by doing his con thing. Not that Don Sr. cares about them, because it's sad. He doesn't know how to care about somebody. But huge burden for the two Trump sons. Huge burden. And they just think that their dad is still going to be the emperor. They're kind of delusional. They think that their dad is still going to be the king and will get them out. And they will not be able to get out of it because Trump won't have the money. I'm getting the sense that Don Jr. and Eric are just used to when something happens that Trump would just take money from here and con here and then move it and then they could have some, and they're thinking that that's the way that it's going to work, and it's not going to work that way. I'm actually seeing the Trump, not Ivanka, because Jared's got that $2 billion, but the sons. I'm seeing the sons losing I'm seeing them freaking out about their homes. Yeah, he did look bewildered, didn't he? Don Jr., yes. James is saying he saw Don Jr. today. He looked bewildered. It's going to be like, they'll go from planet, you know, everything's taken care of, the money's always passed around, and kind of like a beach ball. They just pass the money around, and Trump always, you know, made things work in a cheating kind of way. And they don't know how to navigate through that not being the case anymore. But you can't get water from a stone. So I'm going to pick 3 cards about what is actually, I know it feels burdensome to them, but I'm going to pull 3 cards about the outcome for the junior Trumps. Change of fortune. Change of fortune. Boy, that looks like Enrico Tarrio, doesn't it? That looks like Enrico Tarrio. Change of fortune for them. The light has been shown on Trump, on Griftco. I don't know who started calling it Griftco. And the Knight of Cups. Yeah, they will be humbled. The juniors, the sons of Don Sr. will be humbled in the sense that they won't be able to have things work their way anymore, work out for them anymore. It's crazy. So Cohen says he might not testify in the Trump case because of so many death threats. Imagine how other witnesses feel. I think that Michael Cohen has the most death threats when I tune in. I feel like Michael Cohen has really the most. Who started saying Griftco? Amber? Oh, okay. The comedian? Ivanka has to testify against them? Wow. Let's look at Ivanka's fate. What's Ivanka Trump's fate? Oh, I just see her hiding. I see Ivanka just hiding. Interesting. As far as Ivanka goes, I have the 6 of Swords, which is indicative of January 6th. She did answer questions in front of the January 6th committee. She kind of got... Okay, so here's the 6 of Swords, which is... I'm reading about Ivanka. That's kind of... She's given away some information already, thinking that would save her. This is the Empress. I actually feel like Ivanka is going to squeak out of being in trouble. We don't want that. Next week, someone else, because they're all turning on him. They really are. She's on the witness list. I feel like Ivanka is going to tell everything. I've always felt that. I feel like she's going to get out of it. I don't feel like Ivanka's going to get in trouble. And we know that we already had chapter 1, you know, phase 1 of that. But I see Ivanka getting out of trouble because she's going to tell all. Yeah. Is there somebody in the chat with the handle that says Scary Godmother? Is that just for the month of October? Oh me, oh my. You know what? I wrote some things down. Hang on. So much has happened. Let me give you some context about how fast time is going. How many things happen in one day in a news cycle. Oh, there's a statute of limitations on how far back Letitia could go. Speaking of Ivanka, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. That's what I said. I know that kind of happened. I'm talking about Ivanka not getting in trouble also, because she could be there's more, right? She's gonna tell all. I don't feel like she's told all yet. I feel like she's told some of all, but she hasn't told all yet. So, just to put it in context how much news happens. On Friday, Dianne Feinstein passed away. Does that seem like a month ago? It was Friday. Oh, and Louise got her Grassroots of Democracy bag today. Yay! If you join Grassroots of Democracy, when you join, you get a tote bag from our friend Joan. So Dianne Feinstein died on Friday. On Friday, we thought that we were going to have a government shutdown. But I didn't think it. I told you guys what was going to happen. And it happened exactly the way I said. Yeah, on Friday, everyone was planning, you know, we're going to have a government shutdown. Well, that's all I heard on the news. And then we got the Hail Mary pass I told you about. Kevin McCarthy appealed to the Democrats. Oh, Ivana, you're talking about Ivana? Or Ivanka was unhappy about where her mother was buried. That's definitely true. So that's where we were on Friday. Over the weekend, we would have been in a government shutdown if Kevin Marshmallow McCarthy didn't cave. We would have been in a shutdown today. That would have sucked royally. Well, she died Thursday evening, but on Friday we found out about it, so it was Dianne Feinstein. God rest her soul. I was so upset that people were talking about who was going to replace her right after she died. Anyway, so that was going on. And then on Monday morning we hear that Matt Gaetz is going to fire Kevin McCarthy as if he's his boss. And now we're finding out that there are people that want to get rid of Matt Gaetz. It's insane. Please hit the thumbs up if you can. It'll inspire me to keep going. Let's look at Matt Gaetz. Oh, I'm gonna be Gaetz did what? I'm gonna be reading spooky Halloween cards on Matt Gaetz. Will Hazmat be expelled? Is that what you call Matt Gaetz? We found out about Feinstein passing away on Friday. Yeah, I know Gaetz filed the motion to vacate, but you were saying Gaetz did it. I know, Warren. All right, I can't wait till our Grassroots of Democracy meeting. Okay. Matt Gaetz. I'm reading on Matt Gaetz. That's what I'm reading on right now. Oh my goodness. It's just too much news. Matt Gaetz doesn't really know what he's going to do. They're in this conundrum now because they don't know what's going to... They're actually... So these MAGAs, these Putin puppets are so in a conundrum because they can't... First of all, they can't keep track of their lies. And now they can't keep track of what's going to actually benefit them to get to their goal. And let's be clear, their goal is to shut down American democracy. And they're so, yeah, he's chickened out today. Well, there it is. This is Matt Gaetz chickening out. Because they can't really... Like this impeachment inquiry about Joe Biden, like for example, for just one extreme example, they don't even know if it's going to help them. They can't figure out if it's going to help them. So this is Matt Gaetz, Queen of Cups, Eight of Cups. All right, well, interesting. I feel like There's a woman coming after Matt Gaetz. I keep getting that. No, this is not a nothing burger. This is not a nothing burger. This is a big boiling cauldron of slime. There's a secret inquiry into Matt now. It can't be that secret because I already know about it. And Gaetz is, and I've read before that he's going to get in trouble for the sex trafficking crimes. Oh, so Betty's wondering if it's Marjorie Trader Green. Let's ask the pendulum. It looks like it could be Marjorie Trader Green. She's green. No, I don't think it's Cassidy. No, this feels like Matt Gaetz. This feels like infighting. I don't think Cassidy Hutchinson would get within, a mile of Matt Gaetz. Is the woman that's going to get Matt Gaetz really get to him? Is it Marjorie Trader Green? No, I'm feeling like this is more of a Democrat. Yeah, Green. Is it a Democrat? Yeah, there's a Democrat that's going to go after. There's a female who's a Democrat that's going after Matt Gaetz. Who could it be? You can throw out some names. I don't get that it's Marjorie Trader Green, but I do feel like that. I do feel like this kind of represents MTG, and like he's got to deal with these. She looks like she could do some damage. I think it's going to be the sexual harassment. I do. I think it's going to be the sexual harassment. There's plenty of evidence against Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz is about 5 feet 6 inches. He's the strangest looking guy. AOC popped into my head. Some smart Democratic woman is going to is she in Congress? Yep, in Congress. Well, Marge is bothering Matt. But I'm reading that there's a female Democrat who is going to take him down. Yeah, a female Democrat that's going to take him down. Thomas is saying, Rebecca ran against Gaetz. She was a scientist who was raided by a fascist. Oh, maybe it's her. Remember that? I'm getting a yes on that. Yeah, I'm getting a yes on Rebecca Jones. I thought Nancy Pelosi, but no, this is more direct than Pelosi would be. I'm getting it's Rebecca. I'll have to read up on that. Yeah, wow. Woo-wee! Crazy, I tell you. I'm getting it's that Rebecca person. It could be, was she a victim? For entertainment purposes only. Was she a victim of Matt Gaetz' sliminess? Was she a victim? Yes. Hey, you know what? If you read Cassidy Hutchinson's book called Enough, which I'm listening to on Audible, what a story. What a story. Matt Gaetz and Rudy, kind of put them in the same boat. There's a woman around them, and they're just, excuse me, but they're putting their hand up the woman's skirt. That's what Rudy did. And Matt tried to get Cassidy Hutchinson to walk outside, to walk him to his cabin outside in the dark. Unbelievable. But I got, for entertainment purposes only, that, yeah, Rebecca, it feels like groping happened. I got a yes on that. The other thing that happened recently, that there's so much news, sometimes we forget, General Mark Milley, gave that speech. Joe Biden gave an amazing speech that I think needs to go viral. We can't lose track of what's going on. It's a lot. I'm going to actually read on Rudy. Yeah, I think that my point is about like Rudy and Matt, like they don't even, if they just feel they're such misogynists. And gerrymandering is why Matt Gaetz got in, just so you know. They're such misogynists that they just look at a woman as, you know, boobs and, you know, sorry, I just, crude topic, I'm getting crude. And that's how they are. And that's how it is in fascist countries. And John is saying Millie ripped Trump a new one. I want to say about that. That's crude. I shouldn't have repeated that. I want to say about that. Yeah. The Satan does control the media. The fascist controls the media. I want to say about. I'm going to start doing this during my live streams. I'm going to start taking a note of on the news because I think it's easy to miss. On the mainstream news media, every once in a while, well, it's more often than I'd like. There's a certain slant. There's a certain way that the mainstream news media will say things, and MSNBC is the news channel that is least guilty of this, but they're still guilty of it. When I heard Mika this morning on Morning Joe say, before they went to break, I do still watch MSNBC, not as fervently, but before they went to break, Mika said, and General Milley took a dig at Trump. And I wrote to them right away, because that's a slant. Because General Milley, in his speech, said, we take an oath to the Constitution. The military, they take an oath to the Constitution. They don't take an oath to a person. He was clarifying it wasn't a dig. He didn't attack Trump. He has too much class. So you know what he comes from a higher place, Millie. But just that one little thing that Mika said. Oh, and when we come back, General Milley takes a dig at Trump. What about Trump taking digs at everybody? He said, we take an oath to the Constitution. He was given his farewell speech. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Morning Joe either, but I just go to the news sources where I can get the news in the morning. So I'm going to start pointing it out because it's subtle. But if you're really listening, if you're really paying attention, and I urge you all to do that, because I want to see a movement, and we can read on this. I want to see a movement in America of Americans just saying, no, we're not going to listen to that. We're not going to listen to that slant. Somebody just said the other night that Ken Buck, who's part of the Freedom Caucus, they just hired him at CNN. Is that true? They just hired Ken Buck at CNN? So they haven't gotten any better. And I was watching, Midas Touch had some clips of the Trump rally, I think it was in Ohio over the weekend. And these people that are real MAGA, they have no idea. They have no idea that Trump's plan, it's not going to happen, but theoretically, in our imagination, but this is factual, what he stated. Trump's plan is to dismantle American democracy. It is to dismantle all the state departments. Trump's plan is to dismantle everything. And CNN is the new Fox Light. That's true. So the only way to combat this is to, in massive millions of the population, massive droves. Oh yeah, that's what I was just saying, Warren. And massive droves of people in the millions stop watching lamestream news because they need eyeballs on their channels. So do less and less. Do less and less. Thank you, Warren. I'm going to read on that since I was just talking about it. But I'm going to make that part of my program. I'm going to tell you about the slants. And I write to them right away. When they do it, I just write. I'm right on the spot. Not even a minute passes, because usually I'm on my iPad in the morning. Okay. There are some good anchors on CNN, but I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I'm reading about lamestream news and whether they're going to get the message. And then they have this other guy on CNN, Scott Jenner, maybe? Total Trumpster. This is about the lamestream news. The other networks are trying to be Fox. Buck was bashing Boebert. You know, Buck was bashing Boebert because Buck is trying to get on CNN. CNN sucks. And they used to be news you can count on, right? The polls are all wrong. Betty's saying, and that's absolutely true. And they know they're wrong. And everyone's going into a massive panic. Well, if it makes them get out and vote, that's good. So as far as the lamestream news, 10 of Wands, they're actually... They're operating in fear because they are losing numbers. They are losing numbers. And they're being swayed by the devil. This is the devil. The polls are wrong. And I want to remind everyone, or maybe you didn't know this, Trump's campaign paid a polling company, to rig the polls to be 46% and 46%, tied with Biden. And then they found out, I don't know, the news investigative journalism, you gotta love it, found out that the polling company was sourced in Russia. That's what happened. Anyway, as far as the lamestream news, yeah, the devil. They're being... There's a lot of connections here. We really need to pay attention and rise up. The Two of Cups is they're going to have to come to some kind of a compromise and stop lying, because they will start losing people. I really see that strongly. So it's up to us to write to them. Who had to move out of Florida? Russia, Russia, Russia. Russia, Russia, Russia. It is Russia. If they want, yeah, so James, thanks for saying it that way. If they want good viewership, then they have to tell the truth. But they will not get the message if we keep watching them. Thomas says the devil is hot. Yes, this is the devil card. She's having a cocktail. Well, don't just shut it off. Write to them. Write to them and say, I'm not watching anymore, and here's why. And I often say, I get my news from Midas Touch. But I don't recommend, Kimberly, to just turn off completely. I mean, some people say they get their news from me, which is fine. It's PNN, the Psychic News Network. I'm going to beat CNN. I'm PNN. All right, let's see. Keep it going, keep it going. I'm just looking at what I knew I had to read about. Look, I did my homework. Let's recognize something. And I'm going to read about this. Let's recognize something. If the insurrectionists in Congress, yes, there's insurrectionists. There's a lot of insurrectionists in Congress. If the insurrectionists that are in Congress were not doing Putin's bidding, then they would want to fund Ukraine. So, right? Let's just, little reality check here. If these insurrectionists that are in our Congress, not for long. Oh, hit the thumbs up, please. If they weren't working for Putin, they would want to fund Ukraine. MSNBC sometimes quotes Midas Touch. Good. See, it's starting to happen. It couldn't be more obvious that they're Putin's puppets. If the people in our government who are insurrectionists, who are fascists insurrectionists, the Putin Republicans, if they weren't, they would be wanting to help democracy as much as they possibly can. I mean, I used to say they should all have a sign taped to their back that says, I work for Putin. And that was like a year and a half ago I said that. At least. No, longer ago than that. But now they wouldn't have to have a sign on their back because it's obvious. Kelly ripped Trump apart too. I don't think that, well, I don't know what Kelly said. I didn't hear what Kelly said. But these generals, these higher ups in the military would not stoop so low as to just totally bash somebody. So General Milley, for instance, he talked about that we swear an oath to the Constitution, not a person. Let's take a look at Clarence Thomas. We're going to jump to the Supreme Court. I heard that he recused himself. Believe it or not. Thank you, Gloria. Where's my bell? Clarence Thomas. There's a bell for all of you for all your support. So appreciated. Clarence Thomas. Oh, and another one. I'll just keep ringing the bell. This was a gift from a viewer, too. And I still am using the cards that I got from Makara, too. But we're just using the Halloween ones tonight. Kicking it off. Yeah, Millie didn't have to mention names, nor would he have stooped that low. Clarence Thomas. He recused himself from something. I'm just trying to remember what it was. Oh yeah, Robin Williams used to say that they should all wear jackets like the NASCAR drivers do with, who's sponsoring them. That's a really good idea. Good old Robin Williams. Eastman's trial. Okay. Thank you. You guys are awesome. You're in the loop. Good job. Do I think Millie will run for Senate? No way. Out of Alabama? No, Millie's not going to run for Senate. God, I can't even. Why would he even think of that? Big thundering outside, Betty's saying. Yeah, you are a smart bunch, that's for sure. That's where the smart people hang out. Clarence Thomas. When I tune into Clarence, I feel there's a lot of pressure. When I tune into Clarence Thomas, let me tell you what I think of. It's a terrible thing, but I was in Salem yesterday, and I recall when I'm in Salem how they tortured people. Thank you, Kara. How they tortured people. It's just awful. There's my other bell. And they used to press people. Fortunately, it didn't happen for too long of a period of time. But when they pressed people, they put a board on top of somebody, and they just kept putting stones on it until they got crushed. Okay, I'll stop with the gory details. But when I think of Clarence Thomas, I feel like he's being pressed. I don't think Clarence is feeling very well. And let me just tell you, when you're that evil, it doesn't number on your health. So everybody be nice, because it keeps you physically healthy. Oh yeah, Clarence is definitely, the Four of Swords. This is the card of, look, the guy's in, it's a vampire. This is Clarence Thomas. You're so funny, Warren. Warren keeps telling me not to go to Salem, and I've been going there my whole entire life. Because it's just right up the road. The Clarence Thomas, this is about, he needs to rest. Yeah, he could stroke out, because this card is a card of rehabilitation or needing to rest. General Milley is only 65 years old. The Ten of Cups. Oh yeah, all the money that Clarence Thomas is, it's like all the money like that Sheldon Whitehouse has found out, all the gifts all from the billionaires. It's even more. There's more than that. What Whitehouse has uncovered in terms of Clarence Thomas's unethical behavior, shall we say? There's more. There's layers and layers and layers. Clarence Thomas took gifts from billionaires for the past. How long has he been in the Supreme Court? 30, 40? No. 30 years at least. People are wondering if it's a stroke. I mean, it's okay for me to read on that. I don't read on when someone's going to die, but is Clarence Thomas is he susceptible to having a stroke? He's susceptible to having a stroke. Oh, and our nurse here in the chat is saying that she almost had a stroke from stress. Yeah. It's an unethical lifestyle, and it's not good for your health. To be that unethical is bad for your health. Well, any amount of being unethical. Will he have to recuse himself for health reasons? I'm getting yes on that. So that's about Clarence Thomas. It looks like he'll have to recuse himself for health reasons. Let's see. Yeah. I'm feeling like early next year, like maybe in the winter, like January-ish. Probably the hypertension. And I see Ginny Thomas. I don't know why. I see Ginny Thomas and I just see her shrieking, having a high-pitched voice and just shrieking. I'm going to read about that. 32 years he's been on the court. That's a lot of billionaire favors. Ask your wife to retire so she's not so stressed out. She's listening. What's her name? Thomas's wife. Work less. Have her get a reading, Thomas. Tracy, work less. Live more. Remember, it's the people that do less that are happier. I think. All right. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have to work hard, if you can, just a lot of people are really so much happier when they quit their stressful jobs or at least cut back and just relax and just go on a little bit less money. We can find out very often that we don't need as much money as we think. It's true. Sissy's retired at 59. We don't say retired around here. We don't say retired around here. We say graduated. We're reading on Ginny. Ginny Thomas is kind of high strung. That's what I'm picking up. I'm picking up, just like shrieking. I don't know what it's about. All right, let's see. By the way, next time on Wednesday, I'm going to do my very best to get this YouTube thing worked out. I think I figured out what I need to do now to get it. I'm not going to struggle with it again. Ginny. This is what happens with Ginny Thomas. When Clarence has a health scare and needs to step down, she will not know what to do because Clarence to Ginny is like the big daddy. Yeah, pour another glass of wine and chill. But I see her really freaking out. And I feel like it's because of the health scare that Clarence has, and also a combination of that and being stressed about being in trouble. I do see Jack Smith indicting Ginny. I do see that. So the Emperor, so Clarence is gonna have a challenge. He's gonna have the pumpkin head fall off. That should be Trump. Anyway. The Knight of Cups. I see her pleading with billionaires to help her. I don't know why. I'm not really seeing what this is in the Two of Cups. I feel like this is an agreement that Ginny and Clarence have that he needs to step down. The court is her identity. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Because when she is faced with the prospect of Clarence not being a Supreme Court justice anymore, she just freaks out and starts appealing to the billionaire donors for help. And they'll help her a little, but you know what I used to, when I've read on this before, I've frequently seen them leaving the country. Money for a lawyer, probably. I've frequently seen them leaving the country, and they leave the country anyway on their billionaire jaunts. But it almost seems like they have another home overseas. Okay. Did somebody ask a question that I didn't answer yet? I'm a little, kind of bummed that we're not hearing anything about Joe Biden. I'm going to read on Joe Biden. I'm going to pull 3 cards on Joe Biden, and I'm going to pull 3 cards about his campaign. I'm reading on Joe Biden's campaign. I want to read on the good people, too. Celebrate the beautiful, loving, kind people. Don't forget. You like my ghosts? Joe Biden is doing great in the face of all this. It's hard for Joe Biden. Okay, this is Joe Biden. Many, many burdens. 10 of Swords. It's really hard. He has days where he doesn't want to get out of bed. I can't blame him. I really mean that. But all of us would feel that way. So Joe Biden has a lot of pressure on him. Remember, Hunter Biden's going through it, and they're trying to do an impeachment inquiry. We'll read on that too. And so Joe Biden's he does need some rest. He definitely needs some rest. He's doing good, but he needs to rest. And you like my ghost? And the 3 of Cups is a celebration. So I actually do see some victory. Love that card. That almost looks like Hocus Pocus, doesn't it? There is something good coming up for Biden that we'll be celebrating. Where did I get the fiber optic lamp? I got that at a store in Maine. No, in Henniker, New Hampshire. It was a little country store. I don't even know what it's called. CM says she graduated 7 years ago at 59. We say graduated. We don't say retired. We've got to get the lead out. Spencer's Gifts probably has a fiber optic stuff. And Amazon has everything. All right. I want to read about... I think the Supreme Court is taking up a case. This is their month. I think the Supreme Court is taking up a case about having at least guidelines on social media and what they can. There needs to be something. There needs to be. If like Trump is going, execute General Milley. There's got to be something. Jimmy Carter, how's he doing? He had a birthday. I think he's resting from his birthday. He made it to his 99th birthday. Very impressive. Yeah, so. What was I just going to read on? You distracted me with Jimmy Carter. We're going to be celebrating. Remind me, what was I just going to read on? I started to think about Jimmy Carter. Oh, commercial. I'm going to do a commercial. The media. Thank you. I love that you're paying attention. I love it. I'll do a little reading on the media, the Supreme Court case. I was thinking about Jimmy Carter, and I hope he's doing good. He's such a nice man. I totally lost what I was reading about. So this Supreme Court is going to decide. I don't know what the name of the case is. You guys, I did read on Biden. I got the 3 of Cups. Biden is really, he's really tired. There's a lot of pressure on Biden, but I had the 3 of Cups. There's going to be something good. Something good happens. I read on Biden. I'm reading on the Supreme Court case about the media. Today is what? Your 2-month. Oh yes, please become a member. We had a psychic party on Saturday. The members at the upper levels. Supreme Court, social media. Will there be restrictions? Ooh, isn't this interesting? The Supreme Court feels like they're too much under the heavy influence. Oh, look, she has ghosts just like mine. The Supreme Court feels like, in terms of social media, I actually think that they're gonna pull a fast one, the Supreme Court, and say no, we can't regulate social media, which they already did do. I don't see that really changing. But the Page of Swords is so much money and influence in the Supreme Court. It's going to take some time before we get past this. I don't see them putting guidelines or restrictions on social media. So anyone will be able to write the most heinous things that they can, and it won't be stopped. It won't be stopped. All right. I'm missing what you're talking about. Who's a head case? Me? It's okay. If you think I'm a head case, it's fine. I'm fine with that. I've been called worse. There's some nefarious forces at work to keep social media from not being restricted. So we're going to have to come to a time where we gravitate towards happy, compassionate, kind. Everybody start watching the Hallmark Channel. You know what I mean? We have to create a demand for things that are nice. Because the social media stuff I don't see any restrictions on it. And speaking of that, I'm going to do a commercial break. I saw somebody wrote a book about Elon Musk, and it's I don't know why. I was in a bookstore yesterday, which is where I got these cards. And there's a book about Elon Musk, and he doesn't deserve a book. You're watching Midas Touch? Yeah, I'm gonna end shortly because I want to listen to Midas Touch too. Carter was your first vote for president. That's so cute. So it's kind of discouraging. It's kind of discouraging. So we're just gonna have to create a demand. My commercial break. If you'd like to book a reading, please go to psychicannetteDion.com. I've got plenty of time. I don't know why I have plenty of time, because three decades of experience as a professional psychic here. Also, it's going to be on my website soon. I'm going to have a party, like a Halloween event. I'll tell you more about it as the date gets closer. On Sunday, the 29th. So I'll tell you more about that on Wednesday. We're going to have a Halloween event on Sunday the 29th, later in the day. So book a reading at psychicannetteDion.com. Also, you can get tickets for October 11th, Tarot in 2 hours at the Medieval Castle. Live stream in, and you'll get a recording of it afterwards too. So you can go to psychicannetteDion.com to sign up for that. Or if you want to see the castle's website, you can go to Hammond, HAMMOND, castle.org, O-R-G, and it'll be there. Podcast next Tuesday. You guys are good. With Kathy Beal. And it's next week is October 11th. I have to keep reminding myself, Tarot in 2 hours at the castle. If you want to learn how to read tarot, take the class. It's like a speed reading class. And Church of Spirituality is every single Sunday at 1 live streamed. If you're not watching Church of Spirituality, you're missing out on an opportunity to get some real upliftment and make your life better. When you become a member, you get an affirmation in your inbox Monday through Friday, which is awesome. It's an awesome way to start the day. And grassrootsofdemocracy.com. We need to save our democracy. All right, and I'm actually going to start winding down so I can go watch Midas Touch, but I do have tea leaves. You wish you could see the castle in person? Well, this is the next best thing. And I'll see how much I can do in terms of videotaping and pictures. On Tuesdays, we have this is new tea. It tastes good. It's like apple green tea. On Tuesdays, we have 20 on Tuesdays, a guided meditation for a healed America. And you get a recording of that too afterwards. And we do a deep dive into the sacred readings from Sunday. So the entire meeting's an hour. You can come for just one half of it or the other, but come for the whole thing. Come for the whole thing. Oh, tea leaves, what will we see? I'm going to pull 3 more cards for the collective too. Become a member. It's fun. It's a subscription, and you can donate to my channel underneath the video, or you can donate while the live stream's going. 3 cards for the collective, and then we have to go get caught up with Midas Touch. A lot of what they're showing I've already caught in the news, but those guys are funny. The brothers are really funny. What do the tea leaves say tonight? Well, I'm going to do collective cards first. Between now and Wednesday, and I'll do a video from outside tomorrow. It's going to be a nice day. We're going to see the women prosecutors shining between now and Wednesday. We're going to see some more information about... I feel like there's going to be a gag order on Trump. He's asking for it. He's just absolutely asking for it. And the Four of Pentacles... This is speaking to what I was talking about with the media holding back on the truth. We're going to have to... Let's start a campaign to write frequent emails every day. We're going to... Maybe we'll start that at Grassroots of Democracy. That we all together write emails to this lamestream news media and say, cut it out with the fake polls, cut it out with the favoring Trump, cut it out with all that stuff, cut it out with not covering Joe Biden. We've had enough. Yeah. I'm so excited to use these cards all month. So this is a prosecutor for Trump. She's got the cauldron going. A lot of power there. 6 of Swords. We're going to hear something about the January 6th, about Jack Smith and what is going to happen in regards to how Trump is going to be treated. And the Four of Pentacles. We're not hearing the whole story. We're not hearing the whole story. Marge will write, yeah. So come to Grassroots of Democracy, grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Even if you're not able to make it to the meetings, we meet 3 times a week, every week. Even if you can't make it to the meetings, you will get the notes. So just put your email address in. Yes, they're Halloween tarot cards. Could you not tell, Kathy? Trick or Treat Tarot. Barbara Moore and Jonathan Hunt did the artwork. Great artwork. And it comes with an awesome book. And I just got them yesterday. So I have a really great book. Really great interpretations. Oh, let me read about her. Don't even think of crossing with this witch. I was just talking about the prosecutors, the females coming for Trump. Don't even think of crossing this witch. She's powerful and she knows it. No worries, Kathy. No, I was just laughing because it's clearly a Halloween deck. That's all. You're going to turn into a zombie on October 4th? When the government does the emergency test because you got the vaccine? Thomas, you lost me. Yeah, you don't need to download Zoom. Let me just say real quick. The tarot went 2 hours at the castle. It's a live stream, but it's not a Zoom live stream. You want a witch. Kimberly keeps asking me for a witch. I am a witch. Trying to keep it a secret. I grew up around witches. Okay, so we have Saturn. We have a lot of activity. We have a lot of activity where Saturn is. So we're going to see a lot of people in government. this is self-inflicted wounds. We're going to see a lot of self-inflicted wounds in terms of the insurrectionists. They're doing it. This is, I just see a bunch of chaos. Not a particular picture of anything, but I see a lot of chaos. And I see an airplane. This is Mars. So the airplane is this is what I want to tell you about this. Mars is like warrior energy. It's swift moving energy. And I see an airplane. So we're going to see people trying to escape being in trouble. I don't think it's an actual plane. I also think that indicates we are rising above these violent threats. It's not something to sit around and worry about. That's why I need to stay away from Salem, because I'm a witch. Oh, there's too many of us. And I see this looks like an animal. What kind of animal is that? That looks like a horse. See the horse? And yeah, so this, like I've been talking about, I am a good witch. I'm a good witch. You saw an alpaca. Yeah, alpaca. I can't say that. A llama. Yeah, so this is we're kind of lumbering along, but we are making progress in our government. But we need more people to be involved so we can speed it up a little bit. But this is Saturn, and just be prepared for a lot of wah with the MAGA Republicans. It's insanity. It's absolute insanity. And in the star, which I see as indicative of the United States, there's a little bird. It looks like kind of a kookaburra. There's a little bird. So pay attention to the sweetness of life. Pay attention to the sweetness of life. Highlight the sweetness, like a sweet little chirpy bird. A happy little chirpy bird. Okay, let's go watch Midas Touch, and I'll see you again really soon. Please come to Grassroots to Democracy. We're getting the work done. A dinosaur. Yeah, I do such a quickie tea leaf reading, but there's a lot in there. I'll keep looking. All right, thank you so much. Back tomorrow probably with a pre-recorded vid that I'll upload, and then PNN is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7. I'm going to get the YouTube stuff squared away, so I'm on right at 7. And thank you. Good to see you. Namaste. See you soon.